Hey, baby, I'm letting you know, fair warning to any woman that come my way. Any woman that come my way, listen. If we fuck, we go together. I'm letting you know right now. Like, as soon as I put the tip in, you ain't got to ask no questions. Yes, we are together real bad. Real bad. It's going to feel like we've been together for years, baby. I don't know why. Maybe that's just like a toxic trait that I have. I feel like as soon as I give a woman me, that woman belongs to me. On the phone, that woman belongs to me, G. I swear that woman belongs to me. As soon as I give it to her, hey, nah, baby, you mine. I swear you mine because I'm not giving this to nobody else. And don't let the shit be good. Jesus Christ, almost swerved. Jesus. But listen, if I fuck, baby, we go together. That's it, that's all. Don't ask no questions, drop all your hoes, and tell your parents that I'm meeting them next week.
And listen, my brother, all I can say is hats off to you. Good luck with that. Because let some of these mugs tell it, ain't no good dudes out here. Dudes don't want family. Dudes don't want this, dudes don't want that. Listen, for the most part, the reason why marriage is a topic that keeps being talked about today, and let's be clear, there are several different versions of marriage. There's the absolute proper version, which is biblical, which is God-led, which that woman is going to be so submissive, understanding that what I do pleases my man and pleases God. And in the same token, what that man is doing, he understands he has to answer to God the way Adam had to answer to God when he did not properly lead Eve to salvation. And then there's, of course, the court marriage. You get on their papers, talking about family courts who don't even follow their own rules. You get on their papers, that makes you a WARD, ward, basically slave to them. And, oh, you signed our marriage licenses? We got you on documentation. Oh, you had children and you signed birth certificate? We got you on documentation. Everything that you keep signing, the more you sign of their stuff, the more you are a ward who's being controlled by them. And so then you don't have a godly marriage. You don't have a marriage where you run things, where a man asks his woman to marry him. He can also initiate a divorce if she's not doing what she needs to do. That would multiply the purpose of the marriage. That's all biblical. But the difference between the biblical versus the court stuff is when you're going to really know the reality of what you sign and what you're in when you do go file divorce, because then you're going to realize they tell you what to do. They tell you, the woman you chose, and even the children, they gonna put a price tag on their head, call it child support, because the birth certificate you signed is basically a bond. It has to be taxed, and somebody signed that receipt. It's your name. And to even prove even more, my point is, if you didn't sign it and some other Tom, Dick, and Harry signed it, or let's just say she got with somebody and they adopted your children and they signed it, because those stories are out there too, where stepdaddies adopted their stepchildren and then they didn't even make it with the mama and they ended up being on child support because they're on the birth certificate now. They are tied to the child now. There are tons of stories where people have been proven not to be no biological father, and yet they're paying this quote-unquote child support thing. And so that's why I say good luck to you, because depending on what version of marriage, because there's several versions, depending on what version you have, if it's not godly, let alone relationship, good luck to you. Because in this day and time, these broads do not care if you're a dude that just want them. They don't care. These females will come to the table telling you all this food. That's what they bring to the table. A bad car salesman pitch. Hoping that they're going to get you, hoping that they're going to have you stuck. And you say when you put the tip in, what it's going to be. Yeah, you put the tip in, and based off what she's going through in her life, she's telling you to bust her every time you put the tip in. And if any one of them times you had to went on ahead and bust in her, y'all would have a whole problem, because you've only been involved with each other for a couple of months. You're still learning each other. You know what I'm saying? And all she got to do is be solid. Has no idea. That's all she got to do is be solid. Keep being solid. Keep being solid. Be mature. Let the immaturity crap go and just keep being solid. You got a dude that want to be there, and you gonna even fumble that. That's diabolical crazy. And then in their bougie mindset, their delusional, entitled mindset, they convince themselves that they so cute, they so fine, face cards don't decline, all this other stuff. They tell themselves all these things, and even tell I got a broad complaining about 40-year-old dudes talking to younger girls and all this other stuff. Well, they're looking for something if they really want a wife. You know what I'm saying? And they got too many females full of attitude that are older telling them, you ain't gonna get no baby out of me. Ain't no baby gonna come through this body, this, that, the other. So when they go to the ones who's supposed to have the strength to carry the children, y'all get mad about that. Meanwhile, these 40-something-year-old women or older, you can't stay out of makeup. Late 30s, you can't stay out of makeup. You always putting on pounds of makeup and everything else to look younger. But you don't want him to talk to nobody younger. Make it make sense. So the sense is that it's all competition, and it usually always is competition with these females, no matter what the age. And when it comes down to it, what you're saying is noble. What you're saying is respectable. What you're saying is what a lot of us feel and believe, that if it could go that far, it could go that far because we're cool ultimately with who we're dealing with. And in the event that person say, I'm pregnant or something like that, you're not scared, you're not worried, because you're solid, understanding, man, this person right here, they own family. They own the real stuff. I don't want to look years from now and like, dang, did I really mess up when I let that person go? That's the type of person that this is. But you play with people's lives, you playing with yourself, and so you find people in a lot of sticky situations. And so I hope y'all check out everything that this brother was saying in this stitch. I hope y'all go back and click on it and see everything he was saying. Because, listen, everything that was being said was on point. But I warn you, my brother. I warn you. You can say all what you want to say and be a righteous dude. And you still got to hope that she's going to be like-minded to feel the same way. Because today, you're everything. This, that, and the other. And I give you permission to come in me and all this other stuff. She'll be telling you all that. Tip in and all. And then the next day, just out of nowhere, out of the blue, I'm tired and done because we don't think the same. I realize we don't know each other as much. That's why you keep working. That's why you keep building. That's why you keep going. You know what I'm saying? And all these other little excuses that she could come up with that I've heard or that I've experienced. Like, this is the stuff that they do. You know what I'm saying? So even with you having that noble mindset, that respectable, honorable mindset, be prepared. Be prepared. These females, a lot of times today, don't even want that. They're ready to try that rod, and they really are cool with, yep, I'm gonna shut this down. Even though he is focused on me, locked in on me, he ain't got no other female. He only messing with me, he only dealing with me, he wanna build with me. His actions show all of that, but I'm gonna shut all that down, and hey, clearly, down the line, I'm gonna mess with somebody else. So that means that you're gonna have another body. And these females will keep telling themselves, the next one gonna be the husband, the next one gonna be the husband, the next one gonna be the husband. At some point, you're not gonna have anything to offer. At some point, your spirit, your mindset is gonna be off to the point where you're not even attracting somebody that really wants to marry you, because it's all spiritual. And at some point, if you keep on fumbling decent dudes that actually want to be there, and you keep thinking that the way to fix something is to duck and dodge all your relationships after you've given somebody your body that you clearly don't care for, you clearly don't have any worth, your worth must be hit and quit because you won't stick with the person. Good luck with it, my brother, because everything you said is on point. But she can still leave you like I said, after a couple of months of doing something, mark it down. Because most times when I've messed with somebody or dealt with somebody, I know the date that I did something with them. I can remember the first time date. You could be that kind of guy. Like, you know when the first time you did something with a person. Mark it down from that date. You called it official. You said that we were officially in a relationship from that date. And a couple of months later, she's on bye-bye mode. and mind you, dude's gonna still be in her face, and she gonna still be in dude's face, and anything can turn into something. They're delusional enough to always, that's the real delusion, that every time you do a dude bogus, the next one gonna be my husband. The next one gonna be my husband. At some point, it's clear that's not what you're really looking for.